What's up, guys? It's TechnoViking23 coming to you today with some Raid Shadow Legends, and it is Friday, kind of late on Friday, so technically we are still within the day, so this is going to be an episode of Free-to-Play Friday. We are on day 238 of our free-to-play account, almost 8 full months on this account. Pretty crazy to think it has been that long since we've started this series, so been a long time. Still having a lot of fun with this. We got a 5-star chicken today at login, and over the weekend looks like we are going to get Grush the Mangler, who is a pretty cool Oregon Tribes champion that should help our account out quite a bit. He's one of the better login champions, and then moving into next month will be the final month we get a login champion, which will be Visix, the Void Legendary, who just recently got a nice little buff, and it's actually pretty good now. Actually, on my main account I have dupe Visix, and now having 2 of her, it's kind of interesting because it actually helped me almost get through Dark Elves 21. I'm still having some trouble on the last boss with the HP burn, but next time it comes around next week, I think once I re-gear a couple of my champions into some lifesteal and immortal gear, I should be able to actually beat that once we get around to it, so that's going to be kind of cool. So Visix is actually halfway decent now. She's not like super amazing, but she's actually very useful as a free-to-play login champion. It's really nice that they made those changes to her, so I look forward to kind of checking that out. Maybe we'll do a video on it later, but let's go ahead and get into the free-to-play account today. Got a lot going on in the game. Again, we've got clan versus clan actually did just finish. Let's jump in here and see how we did. Maybe, I don't know, it's not not wanting to go there, so we'll click on the main one here. All right, cool. So we actually did get 2 of the 4 accessories. I'll go ahead and claim those. We'll take a look at those later. Pretty close matchup, 1,000,005 to 1,000,001. We kind of put on a good run at the end there, and a couple of the top end people here kind of pushed it a little bit higher. So it was pretty competitive though early on through the first couple of days. So I don't think either clan really wailed out, and hopefully both clans and their members were able to get all the milestones. They at least did get 1 accessory, so that's pretty cool. So good time hopefully had by all there. But it's over with, and now we move into the weekend on Raid. We've got the Fusion coming up next week. Obviously, you guys know I am not really super interested in that, so nothing we're really going to be focused on here. Is there anything cheap we can buy here? It doesn't really look like it, does it? Is 39 going to be the one there? Oh well. And you guys will notice the portal is glowing. As I mentioned on the other video earlier this week, there is a 10x going on right now for certain champions. And I will tell you this, I did get a Duchess on my main account. It was pretty cool. I had Layla pull my shards on stream today. I had about 43 Ancients that I'd saved up over the last couple of weeks, just from clan boss and dungeon farming and things. And I got 2 legendaries. Errol was one of them. That was like on a 10 pull, and it was kind of like, oh wow, we hit the legendary, but we didn't get the 10x legendary, which happens to me all the time. I don't understand it. So that was a little bit of a letdown. It's like, oh, we hit a legendary and didn't get one of the 10x legendaries, and then the next 10 pull right after that, it hit the Duchess, and I just went crazy. It was amazing. Layla went crazy on stream, and I was watching at, sitting at my desk, and kind of like just stood up and did the touchdown celebration. My desk chair went flying. I mean, it was just awesome. So I've been working on her on the main account. Actually, I have that running on the other computer right now, running her through Nightmare Stage 6 to get some levels and also to farm up some speed gear just generally there. So I'll probably do a video on her. Just was so cool to have. We're not going to be pulling any Ancients. We're saving those up for the next 2x. There's really no point to pull on a 10x on this account, mainly because one of the things on this account too, the problem is, since we're free to play, we're not always going to have the resources to develop champions, so we don't want to really be pulling all of our shards all the time. It's a little bit easier to save them up here. However, I am going to make an exception today. As you guys know, we are still looking for the Cold Heart. We're still looking for like one of those, max HP damage champions to help us out in dungeons, because even though they did bring out 21 to 25, we're still trying to get between like 17 and 20, so we need some champions for that. So we are going to go ahead and pull this Void Shard, just because at this point I'll take any decent Void Rare or Void Epic I can get. I'm not waiting on 2x because, we're not really Man-Eater, because we don't really have the gear. We really Blind Seer as well, so I don't know. So I don't expect to get any of those, but we don't have a Void Legendary on this account yet. But We don't have a cold heart either. It'd be really nice to get her. It's probably going to be another freaking pain set. We'll see what happens. Scrapper. I don't know. He's okay. He's got some shield utility. And I think the Scarab King's back in the Doom Tower rotation, so he's not terrible there, but destroys the target's max HP by 30% damage. Places shield buff. Yeah, this guy's all about shields. It's an ally attacking Doom Tower. He'll probably guard the bottom of the roster for a little while. I don't really want to invest resources in building Scrapper, so another disappointing Void pull. I don't really think we've got any like really super good Void champs on this account. Could be wrong. I'll have to take a look and see, but let's check into the clan. Are we going to get some energy? Hopefully, gems. We'll take gems. We're almost back up to 800 after we had spent some getting some masteries done. So we're probably at the point now we're going to start farming Minotaur instead of spending gems on masteries. But we got a lot of champions we got to work on now. We got a really good 2x Ancients last time, so we got a lot of stuff that we have to build on the roster. Now, here's the funny thing. I didn't really do Ice Golem, and we still managed to finish in 10th place. It's just kind of nice. We're getting 100 energy for that. That's pretty cool. That'll help out a lot this evening. Let's see what kind of events we have going on here. Summon Rush, Artifact Enhancement. Alright, cool. I don't see any core hammers though. That's unfortunate. Alright, so let's jump into our champions here. So here's our Stag Knight. We're still working on him, obviously building up his gear. Still do not have a banner for him, but we did get a ring. What is this? Reaction ring, 25% chance to change critical hit into normal when attacked. That's really more for arena, so I don't know if I'm going to use that on him, even though it's got odd rolls for the main stat. But we're trying to get a banner for him. That's kind of what we've been looking for. Let's see what our other Organ Tribes attack. Blood Shield Ring with HP. I can never get the substats to match up, but this is kind of cool. Gives Wearer Shield worth 5% of the damage dealt after they attack. So that's kind of a nice dungeon accessory to use. But you know what, let's just go ahead and we'll throw a couple levels on this for our gear quest. I don't really think I have any Banner Lords I would use in Arena, so this probably won't come in handy anywhere, but we'll hang on to it, obviously. Let's see, so we got our Tomb Lord up here to 60 as well. We've still got to get him ascended, try to get him those extra accessories to really make him get going here. Once we get that banner on him, we'll be able to get his accuracy up to where we can start doing some harder dungeons with him. And we're also working through his masteries. So he and Stag Knight are the two most recent 60s that we made. Then we got a bunch of characters at 50. Of course, we have Fenchy, who we're working on. I got to get him some better gear, but he's going to be helping me out in the Fire Knight. And let's see here, we also brought up Life Taker to 50 to help out in Fire Knight. She's been actually a really, really solid champion. Her AI is a little screwy though. For some odd reason, she likes to put up her Veil whenever she could actually attack and take down the Fire Knight shield. She'll put Veil on herself instead, which gets kind of annoying. She's kind of like Infernal Baroness, where it's like, oh, I could take this turn and wipe somebody out, but instead I'm going to put Veil on the team and we're not going to do anything. So it's kind of funny. We did bring Aox the Rememberer up to level 50. We're actually calling him Aox the Sus now, because if you guys know the Pepe Sus emote in Discord, if you look at Aox's profile picture, it's basically Pepe Sus. Once you look at him side by side, it's like you can't unsee it. It's pretty hilarious. So we're trying to find some good lifesteal pieces for him. I've got a pretty decent helmet on him with some speed, and then we just put accuracy on the other two, and now we got to fill out the bottom three. Get some lifesteal, get him up to 60, and I think he's going to jump into our clan boss team, probably replace Mountain King. He's got a pretty good... He's got poison on his A1 here. He's got the heals. And then he does have the decreased attack. Decreased crit rate we're not really too concerned about, but decreased attack is pretty good. And then he's got this passive to increase the duration of 2 random debuffs whenever he's attacked. So a little bit of debuff extension on the clan boss there. And he's got Doom Tower accuracy, which we're not really too worried about now, but I think he's going to be a pretty good character for our clan boss team. We have Fang Cleric, who we're kind of using to troll a little bit in the arena defense. We actually did put him into a Swift Parry set so that he can put Unkillable on himself when he's about to go down. And been using him on arena defense a little bit. It's been kind of funny. People are probably wondering why this guy's even in there, why he's got Swift Parry in bronze. It's pretty hilarious. Whisper, we were talking about Void Champions earlier. I got her a long time ago, but she got a new portrait change, which is kind of interesting with the Void rework, so we'll see if she's any good now. But yeah, looking at my Void champions I pulled, it's kind of like, I mean, we got Dilgol. Sorry guys, my voice is just shot today. We've got Stitch Beast, we've got Interceptor. Renegade's probably the best one I have so far, but I haven't had a chance to even start building her yet. And somewhere up here I think we have Bulwark. Yeah, well, you know what? I shouldn't say we don't have a good Void champion because we do have Reliquary Tender. HD will get mad at me if he hears me not mention that. But that's kind of how the roster's shaping up. We've got a lot of decent champions. We just, as usual, it's like finding time to work on stuff. It's always difficult to make use of those resources when you are a free-to-play champion, or free-to-play account. But all right, let's go ahead and make some food here, and then we will start getting into some gameplay today. See if we have any. We got one more person here we can level up. All right, a couple of new 3-stars. Man, I'm all congested. My freaking allergies, and it's very annoying. Very annoying time of year in the spring for me. My allergies are always bothering me quite a bit. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We do have one 5-star chicken we picked up today. Let's take a look at the vault, see if we have anything. We don't really have anybody. We got a 4-star. Other than that, really don't have anybody built up. We are working on getting some of our rosin champions ready to fuse. Let's see if there's anybody here we can actually bring up and level. Looks like we're gonna just have to level up a food guy here for the daily quest. So that should take care of that. And there's a tournament going on too, so we got some points. Alright, let's see what's going on over here. Clan boss. We did not get on earlier today to do our clan boss. I was actually so excited I got Duchess. I was working on her pretty much all day on my main account. I never even got the chance to get on my free-to-play today and use up my energy. Some gems, defensive boots. Yuck. You know, they really need to do something about clan boss rewards. At least below Ultra Nightmare. Ultra Nightmare is like a whole different world compared to what you get on Nightmare and below. It's just such a crapshoot. But yeah, you see here I get my Fang Cleric with Swift Parry here on defense. Just kind of goofing around. Let's see how, yeah, they hasn't really been making a difference, but we're not really getting attacked that often. So that's kind of cool. But look at these teams that are attacking us in bronze. I mean, just all the legendaries. All of them. Bring all the legendaries. Alright, let's just go ahead and refresh, see if we get an easy list here tonight, and maybe get a couple of victories in the arena if we are lucky. Should be able to take out this single Kale, hopefully. Now it's funny, on my other account, the challenge account, where I'm not using any champions other than the starter and the stuff that we pulled early on, I actually put together arena defense just from like login champions. I think it's like Haikatoon, Shaman, Aethel, and Jizo. And it's like, I can't win a match usually on my pages because it's like the same thing that's going on here. You're in bronze 2 and it's like all legendary teams. And with that account being even more restrictive, it's like even more difficult to try to win an arena. But the other day I logged in and it said like my bronze 3 challenge was complete, and I was like, wait, what? So I go into the defense log, and that just basic defense team had won like 10 matches in a row somehow. I'm still not quite sure how that happened, but it was just kind of like, wait, what? So that was pretty funny. But we're doing all right here this evening. Now I'm kind of worried about using Kaimar's sleep here because I do want to put them to sleep, but at the same time, Skullcrown winds up popping her unkillable. We'll be in trouble if we can't get rid of that. So let's just do this and see if Kale can get a big shot, and she will hit that passive. So, oh boy, wow. Well, Kaimar, you survive by the skin of your teeth, and you're gonna wind up winning it for us. Sometimes it just works in your favor. All right, let's take on this really weird bronze team here with Foley nuking. And hope we can just go before them and get everybody out. Should be able to get a... Oh, yep, wow, okay. Yeah, that's... Oh, wow. That's just all you can do is laugh. I mean, you can't really. Let's see what the power is on this, because this Mountain King is probably going to be built with a lot of health. Another Skull Crown team with. Let's try this one, because usually these champions are not built super well this early. Let's see if we can get lucky here. Again, we've got Skull Crown we kind of have to worry about. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do. Let's see if we can. Yeah, see, the Skull Crown isn't even booked here to where her unkillable abilities kicking in, booked or ascended, whatever, she has to be there. So that's cool. We actually, I think, won 4 out of 5 there for our daily quest, so not too bad. I'll go ahead and you know what? We're just kind of memeing Great Hall at this point. We're just, every time we get 50, we're just filling them all in, because it's really, you know, until they put the changes through and we see what we're going to be able to do once the matchmaking is supposedly fixed. We're kind of just stuck at this point in terms of doing that. What do we got here? Tournament, red dot. Champion training. Oh, cool. We got some more brews. And we're in 6th place already. Okay. Alright, so Spider Tournament coming up tomorrow. We got a Classic Arena Takedown going on right now. We've got 8 points. Maybe we can get up to get the energy at least by the end of the weekend. But I don't know. Alright, what do we got today? We have Campaign Boss and 50 energy. We do not have an XP boost active. It was nice last couple days with Clan v Clan. We actually did get an XP boost for a little bit. We were able to bring some people up. But since we don't have an active boost tonight, we can actually go into the dungeons and farm for some gear. Let's go ahead and just go here and do some lifesteal. See if we can find a few people to put with Kale. Put this guy in there. Let's see, I'll tell you what, we'll go into the vault here and get a couple of people out. Yeah, there's Errol. We have Errol on this account as well. So now I have him on my main too, which, see if he's worth building for anything where I have good gear on that account. But Errol's kind of a weird champion because he's not really a great legendary, but the dude hits like a truck. Like, he's just a huge single target damage dealer. But those are a dime a dozen at raid. That's you know, it's like you say somebody hits really, really hard and is a single target damage dealer. It's like, well, that's like 20 or 30 champions you could make do that. So for a legendary, it's kind of like, you know, he has a kit that's like more in line with what would be like a decent epic champion. And that's really the problem with a lot of the legendaries they have in this game. It's like the kit, you know, you get somebody like Duchess and you're like, what does this champion not do? Where can I not use this champion? But then you get certain other legendaries you pull, kind of like how Vizix used to be, where it's like, what can I even do with this? Where is this going to help me out? You know, for a player getting Vizix at month 9 in the game, chances are they've probably got a lot of other stuff on their account that's already much better. And that's kind of coming into play with the new legendary they just brought into the game, that you have to go through all the new progress missions. I'm not really worried about that, obviously, on this account, because we're still on like 2 out of 4 to get Arbiter. You know, we're not really even worried about another progress mission champion that you have to go through another 180 plus missions to get through. But it's kind of like their early missions. I don't understand. I don't know if Plarium understands how to really design these progress missions, because we've kind of seen a look at what each stage of the new missions are, and it's like you have one which is like beat a stage 14 faction crypt, which that's kind of like mid, maybe early late game. If you're starting to get into the end game, you've already gone through faction crypts. So beating stage 14 of a faction crypt is not really something you would think you would see in an end game progression map. And so immediately following that beat a stage 14 faction crypt, you have beat floor 10 of the hard Doom Tower. So, I mean, it's like, when you look here, stage 14 is like, we've almost got to stage 14 on this account. This account's nowhere near even like really mid-game at this point. We're still struggling quite a bit on this account because gear's been pretty tough to come by. But it's kind of funny to me they have beat 14 on a faction crypt, followed by beating, you know, floor 10 of the hard Doom Tower, which is then followed by getting the champion that you need from the final set of Doom Tower fragments, which is in hard Doom Tower. Basically, at a bare minimum, that'll take you 9 months to get that champion. So you go from stage 14 of a faction war victory, and then it's going to take you, if you're just getting into hard Doom Tower at that point, it's going to take you over 9 months to get to that next mission unlock. And even if you're someone that's already doing hard Doom Tower, you know, that's going to be tough, because most of those, even the people who are like farming hard Doom Tower, who are, you know, think it's too easy, I think they're only on the second legendary champion. So they even still need another 3 to 4 months. So I just thought it was kind of funny. I'm like, that is the weirdest progression of missions that you would ever see, going from something that a mid-game player would be doing to something that a super late-game player would take 3 to 4 months to finish. Like, I'm just like, how did they figure out that that is how they wanted to to design that? It doesn't make any sense. But speaking of faction wars, let's go ahead and go in here and see what we have. We have Knight Revenant. And we do, I wonder if we can actually 3-star this boss stage now that Tomb Lord is 60. We got this guy in there too. I wonder, let's take him out and actually put Renegade. I don't think she has any gear though, so that could be a struggle. I've got a lot of good people in this faction. I just haven't had a chance to level them up, and unfortunately we got our buddy Bistafus here. That's allied defense in arena. Okay, let's just go. Oh, is that 42% or in arena battles? That's pretty crazy. I never realized Zora was that good for arena. But Tomb Lord's been pretty cool. I've been enjoying building him up. His kit's really good for a lot of dungeon progression. He does a lot of poison. And just, we need to get him some books. You know, of course, that's another issue here, is which legendary gets... I think I got a book the other day. I can't remember what it was from. And it was like, okay, I've got Mountain King, I've got Kymar, I've got Tomb Lord. Like, who do you guys want to jump in a cage and fight for who gets this book? You know, it's kind of how... But yeah, you got these faction war bosses are just amazing when they get so many extra turns to just one-shot your champions. It's so enjoyable. But yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be 3-starring this, but I thought we would give it a shot. But yeah, she just, you know... Sometimes you feel like these bosses, it's like, we're just going to attack until your entire team is completely wiped out. Alright, I wonder if we can progress any further this evening. At this point in Faction Wars, we're just trying to get as many stars as we can. Our roster's nowhere near it needs to be in order to finish a lot of these, but we just want to try to get more stars and get some more rewards from this. Yeah, I don't think Renegade has gear on. She's just getting one shot blown up here by everybody. Tomb Lord may be able to carry this by himself, but I'm not sure. Yeah, Whisper at some point, I do want to get her above level 40. It's just, you know, she's way down the list of priorities in terms of who we want to bring up. You know, Coffin Smasher's at 50. I thought about bringing him up to 60 for using on Clan Boss at some point, but we're kind of at the point where I don't know if we're going to need him, especially now that we have Aox. Aox is going to give us a little bit more use at the Nightmare and hopefully Ultra Nightmare level at some point. Yeah, I don't know if this may be a little tough for them to get through. Yeah, okay, this is not, we're not even going to waste our time here. So that's unfortunate. Unfortunately, not going to really be making any progression on Knight Revenant this evening. What about Undead Hordes? Let's go over here and check this out. I think we're stuck here too. I don't think we can actually... It's kind of the same thing in this faction. We have decent champions, but they're all level 40 for the most part. We have Frozen Banshee, obviously, for Clan Boss. Then we have Gorgorab, who is kind of weak because he's in his arena gear, and, you know, that's not really great for faction wars or doing anything outside of that. I really would like to be using Gorgorab in dungeons, especially for Spider, because I could pair him up with my Ultimate Galek for the HP burn strategy there, but I think I'm going to wind up having to build up Korg and the Crowned to do that instead, because I can't not have Gorgorab in my arena team. It's like I wouldn't win any matches if I didn't have him in there to speed boost with Kymar's speed aura. But we'll see how they can do here. The cool thing here is Gorgorab does have the mass res, so if people do get killed here, he can bring a lot of them back. And I think all these champions do have gear on them at least, so that's probably better than where Knight Revenant is. You know, at some point we need to, you know, Banshee is another really solid rare champion. If you get her early, she can do a lot of work. And Spider on the Spider waves. But you can see here, you know, these champions are just not very durable. But there you go, you get Gorgrab. That's why he's so good. He just brings everybody right back. And that can save you in Faction Wars. Revivers are very important. Helps you 3-star a lot of stuff you normally probably would not do. We're going to need him to get another res here probably at some point. Hopefully he gets that back pretty quick. There we go. And just they're basically just cannon fodder. He's like, bring them back so they can tank a shot for the enemy team. Dark Elaine's someone else we want to work on too at some point. Given the fact she can hit pretty hard and nuke an arena for us if we do bring her up. And also she'll be good against some of the bosses in dungeons. Let's see. We're just going to have to hopefully survive long enough for Gorgrab. There we go. You know, he just brings back the rest of the team so they can be decoys to get hit by everybody here. But I think we should be okay here. If Gorgrab can survive, we should be alright. Oh boy. Alright, Frozen Banshee. At least get us 1 star here. Alright, ooh, 4-star speed whiff. Very nice. That'll probably roll 1, but that's pretty cool. But, you know, that's Faction Wars kind of in a nutshell. It's kind of tough to progress through this when you don't have the greatest roster. Alright, let's jump into Clan Boss here. Let's see what we've got. It's already down to Force, which is probably not... I don't think I got any keys in today either on Nightmare. There's my main account. I need to get the 1 key in there. That's something I haven't done a Clan Boss video on the main account in a while. I probably need to do that, but you can see that we're doing pretty good. We're basically 3 keying Ultra Nightmare, 1 keying Nightmare now. I've made a ton of improvements on the Great Hall on that account, and it just didn't do anything at all. So it's kind of a little bit bummed out there. All right, let's get him out of there. Let's bring actually Force. Maybe won't be too bad because our 2 main guys can still be in here without worrying about affinity. Mother Superior will hit a little bit harder, so this is really going to be bad for Hyena and Frozen Banshee. But this is the other thing with where Aox would come in handy because he'd be neutral affinity there. But I don't have the gear on him. This is kind of what hurts us in Clan Boss. If we can't hit Void, it's hard for us to get good keys in because we simply don't have the champions. I could put Tomb Lord in for Frozen Banshee for poison, and we're just going to have to go with it and see what happens. He's not in lifesteal gear, but he's in some okay gear for campaign progression and dungeon progression, so we'll just see what happens here. You know, it's going to be tough, but hopefully Mother Superior will make up for this a little bit, do some damage here, and Mountain King is always usually pretty solid for his damage. And Skull Crusher and Mountain King should be able to survive pretty long here against neutral affinity, so we'll see how this goes. The nice thing actually about having Mother Superior in the lead is we could bring in someone like Tomb Lord here who doesn't have the lifesteal gear, and then she's able to heal him up. Aina's probably going to eat the stun here every single time, but she's built up halfway decent. Just once we start getting around like turn 13, 14, the damage is going to become a little too much for her probably. That's kind of the other cool thing about getting Grush in a couple days. If we can build him at some point for Clan Boss, you know, he's got that leech where you don't really necessarily need, you know, the lifesteal gear all the time. But we've got the good core components of the team. You know, we've got the Skull Crusher. You know, he's definitely a good component to have on any Clan Boss team. You know, Mother Superior is actually a very solid Clan Boss lead. You guys know I love her. I use her on my Unkillable Bat Eater Speed League comp on my other account. Champion a lot of people overlook. She's got a really nice kit, you know, the Speed Aura for all battles. She's got the heal, the shields, and her A1 actually hits surprisingly hard once you get some gear and some stats into her. I think on my main account she's well over probably close to 3,500 attack, and her A1 hits really hard with the Clan Boss plus the War Master proc when they hit. You know, it's kind of the weird thing with that is you're just kind of always at the mercy of the RNG. You know, my main account is so funny. On my Nightmare keys, I go anywhere from like 39 million to 44 million. It's just such a huge spread. Same exact team, same exact order, and your complete RNG, depending on when your War Master hits, are going to come in. And that gets even worse when you get to Ultra Nightmare. That's kind of the thing that was really annoying this past weekend with Clan versus Clan. I had actually saved up like 2,500 gold medals, and I brought up a bunch of my crit damage and attack percent in Great Hall for my champions that are on my clan boss team for like Spirit and Void and Magic, and significant upgrades. Like we're talking 3-5% there, and it's like I go in and do the clan boss key, and it's like it made no difference at all. It did not do anything at all. It's like still the same. You know, I'm floating between like 32 and 33 million a key on Ultra Nightmare, so it's like we're so close to being able to 2 key, and it's like at this point I'm gonna have to probably just build everything in Great Hall out to 10 and those stats in order to get there, or at some point I would need to probably re-gear the clan boss team, but that is such a monumental undertaking at this point, especially with a lot of the new champs I've been pulling lately, and with, you know, making a push there for Arena on that account. It's like I just don't have the time right now to sit there and go through and do that and try to re-gear that account. But we're kind of getting to the point though on the main account. One of these days we are going to have to look in to see if we have enough speed gear to actually build a more traditional Bat Eater, so we could put a DPS champion in instead of speed lead. But at the same time, I also kind of like using the speed leagues. It's kind of creative, it's kind of different, it's kind of fun, and I really want to see if I can get a 2-key Ultra Nightmare with a rare champion in the speed slot lead. I think that'd be kind of cool. And at some point I'm hoping I can still pull a Fushan and put him in with the higher speed lead and get that decreased defense there. So alright, so 5.85, that's really not good. Like when we have Void Affinity, we could usually hit for right around 9 to 10 million. So that's what, whenever it switches to the different affinity, that really hurts us on Nightmare and kind of makes it so we're going to have to use 3 keys just to get the bottom chest. So unfortunately this morning I usually get on my alternate account, my free to play, while you know, I'm eating breakfast, and I go ahead and do my 2 clan boss keys immediately in the morning so that they can recharge during the day. Today was just really busy though. We've had a lot of really busy days at work, and actually it's one of the reasons this episode is so late is I wound up falling asleep after work. So just so tired from this week, and it's like I finally got off work around 7 o'clock, and I was like, you know what, let me just lay down for just a couple minutes, kind of recharge a little bit. And I was looking at my phone, I was checking Dogecoin as it goes to the moon, and just next thing I know I woke up and it's like 11:30. I'm like, oh no, you know, I just slept through the entire evening basically. And my cat will usually wake me up around dinner time or when it's time to get treats, but she was just like, I'm letting you sleep. And I woke up and she was sleeping on the headboard right above me, so it's kind of like she's like, okay, let's take a nap. So now I'm going to probably be up all night, which is fine because Friday night is usually my Overwatch night with my other friends, so we'll jump on there and play till 3 or 4 in the morning. But I figured I'd at least try to get on and make an episode of Free to Play Friday and get it posted, so at least it seems like I tried to do it on Friday. I started it on Friday. It was before midnight, so I guess that technically still counts. But yeah, Clan Boss is tough. It's just, we have to start getting a better effort on hitting the Void Clan Boss because we just don't have the team that can really do anything good on a negative affinity. Magic is really the only negative affinity that we do well against, since we have usually 2 Magic and 2 Force champions, and then, you know, Mother Superior is really not in here to be doing damage on this at this point, so if she's negative affinity against Magic, it really doesn't bother it too much. The problem is Frozen Banshee and Hyena are our 2 main kind of damage dealers on this team, so when they have to face bad affinity, it's really unfortunate. See how many turns they actually survive this time. And that's one of the reasons we're working on bringing up Aox, because we do kind of we need that second poison champion on this team here. Well, turn 15. I mean, the damage is terrible, but they made it to turn 16. That's kind of surprising. You know, Mountain King will still come in here and get his shots in. He still hits pretty hard. That's weird. It removed the debuff, but didn't remove the stun, so that's unfortunate. So yeah, Mountain King there was really the only one that did anything, and that's kind of like his thing. He just does so much damage in general that regardless of affinity, he's usually hitting for 2 million damage there, so not great though. Let's see where we are at this point. We are only at 10.2, so we're just barely going to sneak into that first chest. I think we get another key here. I might still be up at that point to run that, so we'll see, but I don't know. But clan boss struggles are real. Hopefully we'll be able to work on that the next couple of weeks here and get that up to a spot where it's in a better place. So, alright guys, but it's been about 35 minutes already, so let's go ahead and just end the episode here. I'm going to work on some stuff tonight on this account. Obviously we got 300 some energy. Got our energy refill coming up here in a little bit too, so we'll be able to do some good dungeon farming tonight, hopefully get some decent gear. Maybe I'll jump into Minotaur for a little bit and try to work on those masteries for Tomb Lord and also Stag Knight, as we continue to try to progress the free-to-play account. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions about anything you saw in the video, feel free to leave them down below, and I'll do my best to get to those as soon as I can. As always, thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys are having a great day, and I will see you again next time.